I'm not giving it a
All
chance.
right.
I'm not giving it a
We're
chance.
in
That
there.
slips.
All right, welcome to CNJ REIG. I'm Scott.
I'm Andre,
Tabitha,
Sham.
and we are
CNJ,
REIG. All
yeah.
right.
Today we have A&A Debris Removal on the call with us. They're one of our vendors for the group. And we have Ashley
Hello.
as one of the owners and Anthony being one of the owners at a different location. So Ashley, tell us how long you've been in business.
8 years.
Wow.
How did you decide to come to get into business together as a brother-sister team? Because you don't normally hear about it. Usually you hear about them beating each other. And you decided to go into business with each other.
Right. That's awesome.
I think that's Anthony's favorite story to tell is how we ended up with that one.
Well, give us a brief, man.
Accidentally. We didn't mean to do this in general.
Cool, right?
Yeah,
All right.
so what happened was I was going to college, got let out of school early, went to Scott and Tabitha's apartment building they were redoing, and the guy we bought the trucking company from was actually there cleaning up their job site. He said, I'm 63 years old, I'm moving to Delaware, I'm retiring. Do you want a yes or no? I laughed, so I thought he was kidding. He said, no, my house is being closed on next week. I closed on my house in Delaware tomorrow. I'm done. Okay, no problem. So that's literally how it went.
Awesome, man. Awesome. Bravo.
For the
That's really
moment,
cool.
right?
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Instant
So-
entrepreneur.
Yeah, right.
So you have both of you, I noticed you're in different locations. Ashley, where are you, your office, in the
Yep.
field? Do you do?
I do a combination. Right now I'm strictly in the office, as I am 6+ months pregnant, so I can't really go in the field.
Correct.
But before that, I was actually working hand in hand with Anthony for about a year straight, in the truck in the field.
Awesome.
Wow.
Awesome.
And Anthony, do you help in the office or?
Yeah, I help in the office when I'm not in the field.
So what are you doing today, Anthony? What are you working on?
Today we are currently doing a clean out with we got to deal with a basement that's flooded now, as well as we got to rip out their swing set in the backyard and clean the garage.
Awesome.
You got a flooded basement?
Yes, no one knew it. The sub pump actually stopped working with all the rain we got. And it's kind of subsided about 2 inches, but there's still a good 4 or 5 inches in the basement right now currently.
All right, just enough to swim in. That's great. I'll be over there in a few.
Yeah.
We can go swimming.
Yeah, it's
Go
darker in
wading
the
in the
basement.
water.
So
Yeah. So Ash, tell us all about your business.
So we are a junk removal and demolition company. The demolition comes to selective demolition like carpets, kitchen cabinets, sheds, decks, all the way up to full gut jobs on houses. So the entire interior of the house. We can do a little bit of exterior work depending on the size of your project. We don't have equipment to do full knockdowns yet, but at some point we may end up doing that. We have a 20-yard dump truck that we come in, which makes things more convenient because you don't have to worry about permits or anything, ruining your driveways or your lawns. You don't have to deal with calling to get the pickup done. We come in that day, we take everything with us when we leave. It's also convenient because we can drop it off at your job site for the day if you need to use it like a dumpster, but we can come and dump it and then just keep going. And you, like I said, you don't have to worry about getting those phone calls and waiting to schedule a pickup.
That's really
Oh,
cool.
yeah.
I can think of a ton of uses for just dropping off the dumpster and just leaving the truck for a little while. That seems like that's really great. Like, how long could you leave the dumpster around?
We typically leave it depending on your project, for things like roofs. where the guys will come in and take the roofing off. So we'll come in, they'll fill up the truck, we'll get the phone call, we'll come back, we'll dump it real quick, and then they can just keep going until the roof is complete. So that way you don't have to deal with the dumpster. Or if you're in an area like Newark or Jersey City, you don't have to worry about your neighbors stealing room in your dumpster, because that happens a lot.
Right. That's true.
Filling it up before, before you get a chance to even put anything in there.
Today I was half full, tomorrow it's completely full.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I know that a lot of investors that are listening, that sounds very useful. Thank you.
Yeah. I want to ask a strange question though. So Anthony, being in the field a lot more than Ashley, what is the strangest thing that you have come across in a house? Because I know you've come across some strange things before, like plants growing through it, or
Well, we did recently find a snake, I guess, carcass in the wall when we pulled the sheetrock down, which is pretty cool. We find a lot of
It's like
we find a lot of
awesome snake.
it was actually curled up in a ball, unfortunately. So, but we do find in a lot of like church people's houses, like that have crosses everywhere, Bibles and everything, a lot of adult toys.
Interesting.
So Bible thumpers.
Yeah,
we might have went left there. But thanks, that was pretty good. That was a good chuckle. Thank you for that. That was pretty fun.
Guys, I'm really curious. So I invest way too down South Jersey. Do you where's your guys' parameters of that of your business? Like how far do you guys go out?
we've gone everywhere.
Yeah.
Go ahead, take a run with it, Ashley. Where do you guys go?
Anthony has the whole list pretty much memorized of where we've been at this point.
Yeah, so territory wise, what if someone were giving you a call today, what's the limitations? I hear that you guys are licensed in PA as well, right?
Mhm.
Yes. We've gone to Vineland, Phillipsburg, Ringwood. We've been to Philadelphia. We've been all over New Jersey, Middlesex County, Hudson, Bergen, Salem. We've been everywhere.
Atlantic City? All the way out to Atlantic
Atlantic City? We've been to Atlantic City. I don't like it down there. It's very kind of gross where we've been. It is what it is.
Well, that's cool. That's cool. Well, is there anything you guys would tell the audience, anything specific that we might have missed today in the conversation that you really want to get out and share with the public about your business?
Yeah, what makes you guys stand out above your competition?
I have a few things that we stand out for. One of our biggest things is everybody compares us to 1-800-GOT-JUNK. And yes, we're similar, but we also offer demolition. We're not selective on the things we take. The only things we don't take is hazardous waste, because we don't have a hazardous waste license. We do recycling. So if you have cement, tires, asphalt, things like that, they go to recycling centers. So we do recycling as much as we possibly can on top of it, which a lot of other junk removal companies wouldn't take the time to do. We also have a larger truck than our competition, so we can put in more of your junk and your demolition debris than a lot of these other companies can do in one job.
Awesome.
Okay.
Awesome. And I think there's a lot of value for the price too. I've heard a lot of good things about the fairness and pricing about you guys. A lot of folks have come around and said, hey, you guys got great pricing and you guys do a really good job.
Yes.
For the same amount for like a dumpster, the guys come with it, so you're not paying twice.
Correct.
Right? Yeah.
Right. So you don't have to worry about your dumpster costs. We also don't have those overage fees, like when you're first ton free. We don't do that. We just do based on how much you fill the truck. And if it's a heavier material, we charge slightly more because the dump fees are slightly higher. But everything is included, your labor costs, the insurance that we provide, so that way you guys are covered. The dumping fees are all included, so you don't have any hidden things that you got to worry about. And we usually price within the parameters of all of our competition, so we're fairly priced.
Awesome,
So
awesome.
you mentioned insurance, so when you say insurance, does that cover the client as well as the people in your company? Like, how does the insurance work for you
Which
guys?
is, yeah, what does it mean by insurance?
We have 4 different types of insurance. We have insurance on our truck. We have insurance on our equipment, so property insurance. We have insurance for workman's compensation, so our guys are covered. And we have general liability, so your project is covered. So if anything is to happen on the property, you're protected.
So that
Okay.
probably costs more than an arm and a leg, especially being in New Jersey.
Yes, it does.
Insurance alone, I mean, is worth it, because you'll do what they say, additionally insure people when asked.
Correct. Yep,
Okay.
correct. I've done that several times for many of our clients, especially newer clients who haven't used us before will ask for it. So
Mhm. That's awesome. That's awesome. And that falls well in the contracting arena, being able to additionally insure. That's really big, especially with the big companies. You guys are well off. I wonder though, if today someone were to reach out to you today, what's the best way to get in contact with you?
usually based on our phone number, our business phone number 732-955-4144. You could call it or text it. We do get pictures, which is how we do our estimates to that phone number, because we during COVID we had to find a way that would make things easier to navigate because a lot of people didn't want us in their homes. So we've learned how to actually do our estimates based on your photographs. So if you include everything you need taken care of, we can give you an estimate via text messages. And then we would just send you either an email or a text message with the actual estimate that you could just give a quick signature, and then we put you on our schedule.
Awesome.
Interesting.
So cool.
I got a question right now. So on one of my properties, they actually have a dumpster on them right now, but the poor old lady is actually doing it all on her own. Is there any way that she could hire you guys out just for the labor?
Absolutely. We actually have been working with a guy who has a hoarder house that he's been going through, but it's mostly paperwork. He's been hiring I don't know if you've noticed the employees wandering around in the background, but one of our employees, he's been going to that project every couple of weeks to load a dumpster with the guy. So we can absolutely do that for you.
Amazing.
Awesome.
Welcome.
Another thought came to mind because we were talking about insurance and helping people is there's certain things out there that people do and don't do when it comes to your type of business. What are some things people should look out for when they're talking to people that is your competition to make sure that they're properly licensed and insured? Like, what are some of the things that you see out there that these people are not doing that are basically illegal? Which could cause a problem if something goes wrong, which things, it's not a matter of if, but when it does go wrong for somebody.
Well, Anthony can vouch for this one, but there's a lot of junk removal companies out there that do things illegally. They pull up with their pickup trucks with the plywood up in the back.
Is that an inclination that they're not licensed?
That's a huge one, but there are a lot of companies that will pull up in dump trucks that are also not licensed. There's things that you can look for on the sides of the trucks that'll tell you. They're supposed to have what's called a DEP sticker. There's 2 different kinds in the state of New Jersey. Other states aren't the same as New Jersey, but in New Jersey, you have a self-generated, which is for companies like that do demolition or landscaping. And then you have what's called an A901, which is what allows you to actually remove somebody else's garbage from their property for them. And we actually have the A901, which allows us to go in and take care of everything for you. It's a process to have that license, so a lot of people skip out on it. They'll just get the self-generated one, but the problem is they're technically dumping illegally, and that's another thing that's a huge concern in the state. There's a lot of those kinds of companies dumping illegally outside of the landfills and transfer stations because they don't have the proper licensing, so they can't get into them.
And that's 100% fact. Coming from the REO arena, we've in the past we've hired the wrong people and found debris We thought it was going to the dump, but it was just going to another property. You know, and then they get the phone call, hey, you know, where you have your name and your email address is in the old mail, and all these constant. So the state really can fine you. They can fine you for these type of things. So I appreciate that. That's crucial information. Like
Yeah.
I mean, as a consumer, you can get fined heavily by using the wrong people.
Mhm.
Wow.
I seen Shab look like he was gonna say something or ask something.
No, no. Is there anything else that you know, someone that's new, just getting started in the game, should be aware of as far as like, you know, with dumpsters and things like that go? You know, that you guys would just take care of and maybe even educate them on?
Definitely before you consider which route you want to go, what your project entails, and what's going to be most cost effective for you. A lot of people will say, well, I could get a dumpster for 300, but then you also have to hire the day labor or do it yourself and consider your time. What else could you be doing instead of that physical work right now on your project? You could probably be getting another deal.
Yeah.
Right.
So hiring a team that's all inclusive makes things a lot more convenient for you. On
And
top of that, another thing that I would recommend is keep in mind with all of these companies that you are looking into, that if you are hiring these guys, that your guys are also insured, because if they break their leg on your property, whether it's via a company like ours where we're all inclusive, or you get a dumpster with your day laborers, they're gonna sue you for everything you've got if they don't have the right
Yeah.
insurance.
Yeah, that's
So
true.
I saw
Well,
Anthony
one
look like
thing-
he was
one
gonna
thing-
say something.
Real quick, one thing that everyone always forgets about. If you're working with a company like us and the person does not do paperwork and they only do handshakes, that's not it.
Aha.
If the guy never, because we do know a couple of competitors that don't do anything with paperwork and they only do handshakes with a yes or no verbally. If they do that and you pay them and they decide to just not do what they do and they go away, you have nothing. You
Gotcha.
cannot go after them for anything.
Because I mean, we have to commit for certain things, and and businesses commit through scope of work and business
Yes.
practices. Yeah, I got you.
Yeah,
And then-
so if the people.
Because well,
that stuff
at
illegal-
the same time, if you hire somebody to do a demo job and you say like, hey, for instance, take out that handrail, you just do a handshake, and he takes out the whole entire wall with the handrail. Now you're trying to go after him to replace that wall. There's nothing backing. There's no pictures. There's no nothing.
He frozen.
Gotcha.
And then now he's back.
Yeah.
So say that part again, Anthony, because you froze.
So,
I said, if you have somebody, you tell them to take this handrail out that's behind me right here,
Yeah.
and they decide to take out the whole entire wall with the handrail, you have nothing to go back on to tell them like, hey, no, I didn't want that wall taken. It's on you now.
yeah, so you put it out on like investors, you'll put like a scope of work together. So you do the same thing. You give them a scope of work, right?
Yes, we do.
And your payments, how can somebody pay you guys? How does that work?
Payment through us is
Check.
super convenient. You have every payment option possible. Check, credit cards.
She's like Apple
Um,
Pay.
Yeah, Venmo we do. We wish we could do Zelle. Unfortunately, our bank account doesn't have it set up for business accounts. Hopefully at some point, there was issues though, so they got rid of it. But we do Venmo at least. We have done cashier's checks. We do take cash. So pretty much whatever method is easiest for you.
How about invoices? Do you do where you can email somebody an invoice? I know I've gotten some from you guys.
Yes. Yes. So we
Quite a few,
initially
actually.
we usually send an estimate first, so that way you have a general idea of what your most expensive options are for your project. We usually try to go with the most expensive route, so that way we can reduce it rather than increase it on you. Of course, if you do add to the scope of work, we can adjust it. But from there, once you sign it and agree and we come in and do the job and everything is to your liking, we send out an invoice. You can pay either directly on the invoice, or you could just have it for your records if you decide to pay another route.
Yeah, so you can pay by credit card then too.
Awesome,
Awesome.
awesome.
So I got one more question for Anthony because he's out in the field and we want him to get back to work. Being that you're doing a clean out or demo, we understand certain projects don't require it, but if you're in a project where you need protection on some of the material in the home that they don't want removed or damaged, do you guys offer that ability to protect it? And how do you feel when you walk into a project for somebody and see that they're not getting what they paid for as far as like the work being done? Like you guys come in and finish up somebody else's work where they didn't get the job done.
So yes, we do actually cover your floors if you want, and we'll tape off rooms if you want to just do one room. We'll tape off the doorway so no dust gets out, or the minimal amount can get out, like not really a lot. We do cover the floors with thicker material to protect them from ceilings and stuff like that. As far as cleaning up other contractors' jobs before us, yes, we do that a lot. A lot of people will hire because, well, they're cheaper and, you know, they can get it done like a day or two before you. So we went with them, and then now you're calling me paying double because I'm going to charge you a little bit more because now, being that it's not finished, most of the time they leave the harder stuff. They just rip the middle of the walls down, leaving the corners, the edges, the windows and stuff like that, leaving the tedious work that's harder to do when it's not done correctly.
Right, and you guys remove all the screws and nails, whether it's walls, ceilings, or floors. So you have to clean up after that because most people who do demo don't do that kind of work, right?
Yes, we leave it a clean slate so the contractors come in and put it back together.
Awesome.
Nice.
That's bomb.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you want to take a quick tour? You want to take us for a quick tour?
I will show you guys around.
Let's go see the swimming pool.
Yeah, well, we'll see.
We might
Hopefully,
lose you. I see. You ain't got no great Wi-Fi there, huh?
yeah.
No, I might lose you guys along the way.
Yeah.
So I'll bring you
Hustle,
into
man, we're running out of time.
Yeah. You gotta stay-
I'll bring you guys into the basement where I
Possibly.
didn't realize there was
Yeah, we're
Yeah,
losing
we're
you.
kind of lost you. So this is like, yeah.
It's like it's getting supernatural right now. It's getting supernatural.
You're like in slow motion and stuff. This is like cool. Hold on.
So this is what
We're
Ashley
moving
deals with.
on.
You deal with this a lot with them, Ashley. You're trying to.
Yeah, he calls me. He calls me on video chat and he'll be like, "We have a problem. What do we do?"
So,
Right. And then you hear static.
Yes.
Yeah, you frozen there, Ant.
All right, looks like
There he is.
Yeah.
We'll see what the swing
Yeah.
set is you're gonna demo, so people know, just even like a simple swing set that needs to come down, you
Mhm.
know? So.
Yes.
You're gonna freeze your
we
outside.
do all this stuff. The swing set is back there.
All the way back there?
Mm.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay.
So we have to demo it there, clean out all this stuff, clean out this garage, and then we have to walk it through the gate to where my truck can fit.
all right.
Okay,
That's a long distance.
Yeah,
yeah,
A little bit of a distance, but
so all the
We get it
prices are all
done.
included though, so when you guys give
Yep.
your scope,
I'd
nice.
hate to be having to do that.
the only
Yeah.
the
The
only
Thankfully, you
time
guys are
the only time I
Yeah.
would charge a little bit more is if I have to park like 2 or 3 blocks away. Then I'm gonna charge you just for an inconvenience fee.
Yeah, and
Of time.
Makes
that's
sense.
pretty common. I mean, that's pretty common. Moving companies will charge you long distance carry fee
Yeah.
if it's really that far. I mean, at the end of the day, like you still got legs and the knees and all that stuff, and
Not by the end of the day.
and by the end of the day, you should be compensated for your legs and knees and things and all that stuff too.
Right.
So
Plus it takes longer, so now a job takes longer to get done, so you may have to go back another day if you can't get it done in one day because
Yeah.
of that issue.
well, kudos to you guys. All
Yeah,
right, guys.
all right,
Well, we appreciate your time.
Yep.
And
absolutely.
Anthony, you get back to work and get that job done. We see you got a long journey between the truck and the swing set there.
The guys were over there, they should say hi real quick.
Yep.
I
Right,
can
guys.
try and find them. Let me
Oh, they're
see.
doing their job then,
Yeah,
or
they're working.
we're busting.
Yeah, no, they've been
Yeah.
ripping all the stuff apart. I think we have Chris in this room over here. Yep, there he is. Say hi, Chris.
How's
There
it
he is.
going? Hey.
And then I think we got CJ upstairs.
Somewhere upstairs.
Let me
So
see.
you
I don't know.
You have more than these guys, though. You have guys
Yeah,
that
because we have
come in
to.
all over, right? I've
Yeah,
seen
we have guys all
guys
over
on
the
one
place
job.
whenever
Wow.
Mhm.
we get a chance.
Quick.
Yeah, so when you got bigger jobs, you have the ability to.
Yeah, see this
more
this
people.
room was full.
Oh, nice.
CJ cleaned this whole room out while I was downstairs with you guys. So I don't know where he is.
Probably walking all the way to the truck with something.
Oh, I found him.
Right.
He's over by the truck. He was
All
getting the
right.
See,
garbage.
I said it. I called it. I knew. He's organizing
So-
the truck because you guys do that too.
Be able to
Because you
fit more
want to do
stuff.
like one and done. You want to get as much in as possible, right?
Here he is.
Yeah, we have taught our employees how to organize in Tetris in real life, so that way we could cram in as much as we possibly can. So again, we try to do things faster and better than our competition. Granted, 1-800 Got Junk can throw all their stuff in, but they're going to charge you for extra loads because they don't organize it. I don't know how many times we've seen them drive down the road with their couches sticking up and mattresses flailing, and it's
Oh,
not
yeah,
them,
that's
but
not supposed to be though, because I see
No.
vehicles, I see trucks with the tarps on it, and so
You're not supposed to load your vehicle above the tarp line, which is the top of the dumpster. We do it too, but then at the same time, when we do, we put thicker pieces of wood, doors, anything that's bigger on top with the tarp on top of that. Then we throw ratchet straps to keep everything tight and down so it can't fall out.
All right.
Alright.
All right.
so safety when other people are driving down the
Yeah.
street. I know I've had garbage fly at me out of a truck before, so that could cause a big accident. So watching for other people on the road. Nice, I like it.
All right, guys.
All
Well,
right.
I think we've taken enough of your time. We do appreciate you guys coming in and talking to us.
Mhm.
You know, the group is definitely sure to use you. Anybody else have any other questions or?
No, I'm
No.
good
Wrapped
for
it
it.
up.
I'm good.
All right, listen,
You guys
guys,
are rock
we're gonna give you a farewell, and we appreciate you for
Yep.
coming.
Bye,
Thank you
United.
so much.
See you on the next
Thanks for
concrete
having
job.
us.
All right,
Thanks,
Everybody.
Have a great day.
talk to you later.
All right, bye. All right.